What is up, everybody? It's 5 till midnight. We have Typo, Sam Urban, and Adam Nutter. Hopefully
Yo,
everyone's doing fantastic out there. Adam, how you doing?
good brother bear. How are you?
Excellent. Sam, how are you? Oh, he's
Yay.
frozen. Typo, how are you, dude?
Crazy.
I'm doing great, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we could have your laugh back this week. We're going to
Yes.
talk a little bit of crap on Green Day, and yeah, it's. I'm sure this will be entertaining. I'm sure everyone's filled with life over this.
Yeah. So if anybody hasn't heard, Green Day was on New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest by Dick. What's his face? Fucking what's his goddamn name? The old guy who died. Dick Clark, right?
Oh,
That's
that
Oh no, dude, you got me beat.
yeah. It used to be Dick Clark. And my brain just fucking fried. That was crazy. But it was his old show. Ryan Seacrest took over for us. It's New Year's Rockin' Eve, and Green Day was on. And during American Idiot, they changed some words around. So here it is. Let me know if you guys could hear this. Yeah, volume's up. All right.
I just don't understand how, like the whole thing is like the song talks about how it's against the media, but the media hates MAGA.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about. This was stunning and brave, Typo. This was stunning and brave. What are you talking about? It's the brave in 2023, 24. It's the most brave to say anti-Trump and MAGA stuff. What are you we all know the media loves Trump and everybody's for. Come on, Typo. What are you talking about? They're heroes. Heroes.
Yeah, they're probably gonna get canceled tomorrow.
Yeah, I also thought it was kind of funny that they censored out I don't know if we could say it. It might be a little too early in the stream, but I'm going to go ahead and let it rip anyways. They instead of saying faggot, they just censored that out, and it seemed like he censored it, not like the show censored it. It seems like he censored saying faggot, but though he was more than happy to say the MAGA agenda. And like, look, there definitely is a "Make America Great Again" agenda, but I mean, it's part of politics. There's a "Build Back Better" agenda. There's all an agenda to any political movement, and that's what MAGA is. But it's not the way that they interpret it is that it's stunning and brave to go on to national television and then speak out against those mighty Republicans when currently they hold no cultural or institutional power. And as a matter of fact, a lot of them typically do run with Democrats, but hey, let's just kick Republicans in the balls, quote unquote, because it makes us, we're sticking it to the man. But once again, sticking to the man would be sticking it to the president who's been in government for over 50 years at this point.
And he's not talking about like Trump. He's talking about like all the regular people out there who just voted for, like, he's not just being like the elite Republicans. He's like, no, you pig, regular blue collar slave wage worker. Like, you're the problem. Yeah, it's like, dude, they bought your shit for fucking 40 years, you fucking old hack. It's like, and again, we were talking off air, like, dude, Dookie's a great album. I'm never gonna take that away from them. But again, separate the art from the artist. These guys are fucking faggots, like 100%. They're all like Josh Smith put out a good tweet today. He goes, I one time helped install like a $200,000 like audio video unit in one of these dudes' house back in the day, and they're singing about like the American dream hurts me. It's like, what are you talking about? I have a little shitty LED light behind me. You have a fucking $200,000 LED system in your house, guy. Calm the fuck down. Like, all hypocrites.
Yeah, it's always funny to see these like millionaires or these people who are doing insanely well talking about how bad the system is. It's like, you realize like this is your bread and butter. Like, you built this, you should be celebrating it, and you should be giving back to the people who like supported for you, but instead you're going to punch down at the very people who like essentially made your living for you. Like, if it wasn't for the rednecks that you're speaking out against, or even like the corporate agenda, the people that you're kicking against are the people who've signed your paycheck for literally the last 40 years. Like, in every single shop I've worked for, I've heard Dookie, I've heard Warning, I've heard When I Come Around. All these songs are in like blue collar America. So I mean, these people have supported Green Day for years and years and years, and then just to kind of turn around and say, oh well, fuck you guys because you like Trump. Like, you could separate the political class and the elite class from the average voter, but that's not the distinction that they're trying to make.
Yeah, dude. It's again, it's so hack.
Yeah, it was really what's crazy is like they were kind of like anti-war during like the Bush years and stuff. And a lot of like veterans, like people in the military, love that shit. They love that anti-war music. They listen to a lot of it. I know that like I can't even think of a song right now, but a lot of these songs and like those people that were in the military, a lot of them got out, and a lot of them now are Trump supporters. Like that's just how it went for them. And like whatever, like they're acting like like I'm not saying Donald Trump was the perfect, most anti-war president, but he was better than most presidents we've ever had, at least in my lifetime. And these guys are just like, oh yeah, well the MAGA agenda is like the worst thing ever. Well, it's like, okay, well who is giving what corporate money and media propaganda? What party is being obviously supported way more by the corporate institutional power than the other one? And it's clearly the Democrats over the Republicans, and especially between Trump and Biden, it's like obvious who's getting more corporate money and who has more grace from the media. And it's just crazy that I don't know. I don't even think they think these people know that this is obvious, or are they just dumb? Do you think they just want to go along with it because everyone in their friend group or elite group goes along like this? Like, I don't know. I don't know how.
Did you hear the little shout? Like, they did get like a fucking cheer from the fucking
yeah, probably
like audience.
Where was
like
that, New York?
Yeah. Or maybe it was like the LA side of the show because they had like they double broadcast, like simulcast, whatever the fuck. But dude, like, yeah, it's so hack. And like again, what are you saying? This is hack shit that people have been saying for fucking the last 6 years now. They still talking shit on Trump when Biden's already out of office already. It's like a whole 4 years went by and they still just hog shit like he's running things.
Yeah,
it's so fucking dumb.
That's such a good point, Adam. Like I actually read this. I don't know who said this on Twitter, but the fact that they all this hype about Donald Trump when he was in office, dictator, evil guy, he took over the country, America's over. And then they thought like voting Donald Trump was like out would have like it's going to be over, but they're still talking about it. It's like almost would have been better for them if they just let him win another election in a row, so there wouldn't be this gap year where we still have to talk about this guy all the fucking time. And now there's a possibility he could be president where we're going to talk about him again for another 4 years if he wins. So it's like they almost like but it's almost like they want it though, because they want that like I don't know, obvious guy that you can just shit on. You can just go on any stage anywhere and just be like, oh, he sucks. I hate Donald Trump. And the crowd will,
Yeah, well, I mean, this is why I put out a couple tweets a couple weeks ago, and I said, I hate Donald Trump, buy my merch. And then I put out another tweet right after it and said, I love Donald Trump, buy my merch, because he is the perfect grift for absolutely everybody, because leftists and leftist institutions can get a paycheck off of saying, I hate Donald Trump. And people will trip over themselves to send, all their money to go, to stick it to Donald Trump and his supporters. And then his supporters will send good money over bad to Donald Trump. I think I talked about it last show, but he raised, I think it was $200 or $240 million to pay for lawsuits for quote unquote election fraud. It only spent $40 million of those dollars on election fraud lawsuits. So, I mean, but that's literally what it is that if there's no boogeyman, nobody gets paid. Donald Trump is their boogeyman, so therefore they need Donald Trump to stick around. And Donald Trump will rally up his base, and they're too stupid to discern the fact that he's fucking conning them too. But, once again, Green Day doesn't give a shit about that. They don't give a shit that Donald Trump is conning his supporters into supporting him. And then, all the influencers are doing the same fucking thing. He just thinks that he's, this Nazi dictator, although he cucks to the left, to Israel, to whoever, every single time it comes to actually do something. But once again, this is why he's the perfect grift, because he gives the establishment everything they want. And then, at the same time, his supporters will still pay him hand over fist. They're complacent in it. And then the left gets all the money from, the donor class and from the media, and they get good ratings and they get views. It's literally like this perfect storm around a president.
Dude, Agreed. The lead singer Billy is British. I actually didn't know that.
Is he?
He's not really British, but he wants to be.
All right. Is he this?
He sucks, dude.
Let me bring this
up. Dude, that's worse.
Let me bring this up. So this is the other thing that we were talking about earlier. Green Day's Billy Joe Armstrong to renounce U.S. citizenship over Roe v. Wade reversal. But did he though?
Yeah,
Right.
this is literally the I'm moving to Canada if Donald
Yeah,
Trump gets elected,
it's
and nobody
how
did.
many fucking losers say this, and they're like, well, if I leave, it's like showing I lost, or whatever they say. It's like, yeah, man, you're a loser. That's exactly what it is. It's so here. Let me.
Fuck America, I'm fucking renouncing my citizenship. I'm fucking coming here. I just have too much fucking stupid in the world to go back to that miserable fucking excuse for a country. Oh, I'm not kidding. You're gonna get a lot of me in the coming days.
If I was president, I'd deport him.
Dude, what a cringy you're a 55-year-old man, you cringy fucking loser.
Yeah, having a meltdown on stage.
Holy shit, you are a multi-millionaire off American dime, you fucking scumbag. Like, to hear these fucking rich talk about, they want bring their bullshit into it, these rich white dudes fuck, that's the first thing they would say, right? Is like,
Yeah.
oh, it's the white you're white. You are white. It's like you're a white billionaire who lives in California on the fucking hills where people below you are literally dying on Skid Row. And you're like, I'm going to move to England where it's not at all bad. It's like, shut up, you fucking bitch. What a
dude, and it's over Roe versus Wade. Like, I don't know. Anytime I see like dudes melt down over that stuff, I just lose all respect for them.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I mean, it really goes to show how we live in a gynocentric social order where people feel the need to virtue signal over the fact that we can no longer murder children. Because I mean, if we're going to be honest here, I'm sure I think all you guys are pro-life just as I am.
Yes.
I do believe that once again, the voluntary act of sex does, basically you're giving consent for a child anytime you have sex, because there isn't a single person in the world who doesn't know what that's for. So if you're okay with killing a baby, okay, I disagree with you and that's wrong. But like, to be a dude virtue signaling over that, it just shows that like my dick hurts and I want all the women in the world to know that I support your right to quote unquote bodily autonomy, and that you're just ceding all your moral ground to women rather than taking a stance on your own, which would actually be somewhat meaningful. But I don't know, it's just like such bitch shit to be doing shit like that.
Dude, I just imagine like some Nigerian immigrant and his family, and they're like, I came here like because it's better. And you're a multi-millionaire who played fucking jingles for a living, and you're like, it's so hard, you fucking
Yeah.
like, honestly, what a fucking bitch.
Oh my god, that's so true, dude. They can just step over like the homeless in their streets and they don't even care. They don't even see them. They don't even see them, dude. They get their private cars, take them to their palace, and they get on top of their palaces. They're just bitching about like what really are they bitching about?
That's a good point too. Like the offspring during COVID thing when they fired their drummer or fucking guitar player,
Yeah.
fired.
Yeah,
I think drummer, right? Because they were like, it was like, we need the vaccine. It's like, dude, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these, I mean, I kind of already was seeing it before COVID, but COVID really exposed like Hollywood and then like the singers and like all of these celebrities in our society is like the hacks and chills they really are. I mean, Travis Kelce is just being ran through the ringer all the time because of his massive support for like, I don't know which one it is, but one of the shots. Pfizer. Yeah. And, and then like they demonized Aaron Rodgers, but they prop up Travis Kelce. And I don't know, all these people that like, I think remember the thing that pissed me off the most was that like Gal Gadot Zoom video with all those other celebrities when they're like, we're all in this together.
They sang Imagine.
And I'm sitting at home unemployed, getting some fucking bullshit unemployment paycheck because like I can't go back to work. And she's singing in her like mansion. We're all in this together. I'm living in a house with 3 roommates at the time. I'm like, you fucking bitch, dude.
Typo, know what's funny about that? They didn't even try to hide their mansions. They were like almost angling their cameras to be like, look how awesome my house is in COVID. Anyway, here's Imagine by John Lennon.
Oh my
fucking
god,
wild.
dude.
It's fucking
I couldn't believe they would do that. I just couldn't believe they thought that was okay.
Yeah, well, it's also funny because like one of the talking points was, oh, you need to stay home and do your part to stop the spread of COVID. It's like, fuck you, dude. Like most of the people that you're telling that to live fucking paycheck to paycheck, and you're gonna tell them, well, you need to do your part and stay home without pay. Don't provide for your family, but do the right thing. Suck my fucking dick. And you know what? If you got all this money and life is so good for you, and I'm not saying they have to do this, but if you really fucking believe this, then fucking hey. Pay my ass to stay the fuck home. Other than that, all it is fucking virtue signaling on your part, and I don't fucking care. Suck my fucking balls.
Yeah, the amount of I mean, this is just like old hat now, but like the amount of celebrities that have absolutely were like, you should stay home. It's like you should give up your money then.
Yeah.
Like it's that simple. Okay, cool. Give me $1 million.
Yeah. It's why I'm a little sympathetic to like the left when they're like eat the rich. And it's like, yeah, I kind of understand that mentality. Right. It's because when you watch these motherfuckers and how they act, and it's
but like, the difference is like other rich, well, I'm sure other brands of rich folk don't say that. They're just rich and like they just live being rich, and that's fine. It's the hypocrisy we don't like. That's what when I hear eat the rich, I think of those guys like Billy Joe Armstrong, that motherfucker who's like,
that's what
I'm rich and I'm gonna virtue signal to you. Who? How much do you pay for this ticket, by the way? You poor Londoner. I'm sure $250, you know, so, or pound, whatever shillings, whatever the fuck dumb loony currency they use, but like whatever fake money they use. But like, you know, it's like you're the problem. It's not like the dude from Walmart who's very much like, no, I'm rich, suck my dick. You know, you're like, yeah, all right, fair. Like, yeah, touche, sir. Tip of the cap. Like you're owning the rich. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's my take on it, but fuck Billy.
Yeah.
I did watch The Sound of Freedom last night.
Dude, I just watched that the other day too.
Okay, I cried a lot, but I don't know if you did also. I cried a lot. I was so fucking sad.
It was sad. I was like,
so fucking sad. It was crazy.
I watched it with my girlfriend, so I had to restrain myself.
And like, Kyle, you were saying like, I think one of the dudes involved got busted for something, and I think you're right.
Sure. Yeah, so one of the I can't remember exactly who it was, but I listen to lots of Media Roots Radio, and that's kind of like my progressive podcast that I listen to make sure that I don't want to say like completely out of loop, but I get like an opposing viewpoint.
Yeah, you're yin and yang of political viewership.
Well, yeah, exactly. So he did Robbie Martin is the dude who runs it, and his sister Abby Martin is on there.
Yeah, I know Abby Martin. Well. Yeah, I know him too.
Yeah, so basically what had happened was he did like a whole deep dive on The Sound of Freedom, and I want to say it was Jim Caviezel, or basically like part of the operation that helped pay for the movie was called Operation Underground Railroad, which is where allegedly they would go rescue children and go do like these rescue missions in I want to say it was like South America or something like that. And I guess one of the people involved with that literally got charged with like a giant sex scandal, which is really funny for, you know, these people are supposed to be for the children. And as much as I hate to kind of give it to the mainstream news, because I mean, we've been dunking on them the entire time, they kind of were right when they said it's a little bit of a QAnon offshoot. Not that it's 100% that, but there's definitely like some elements of that to it. And then if you listen to Jim Caviezel talk about QAnon and the way that he is, like, I legitimately think Jim Caviezel has like mental issues. If you've heard him talk and like the way that he acts, he said that when he played Jesus in the Passion of the Christ, that he was having like an out of body and religious experience. Dude legitimately seems like he has like mental issues. I don't mean like there's anything morally wrong with him. Like, I think he needs like some time with like a therapist or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know anything about Jim Caviezel personally, but like here's my 2 points to you, Kyle. And like one, it's like, yeah, every place that deals with kids, that's where pedophiles are going to be. Like that, of course.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
that's you go where the deer are when you hunt. You don't fucking sit in your living room.
Yeah, why do people rob banks? Because that's where the money's at.
Of course. So like, of course, anything with children, you're gonna have creeps. So that's without say. So you're gonna have bad apples in a good operation, right? So that being said, that's one. Two, again, just because one guy got busted, the message is still a thing we should all care about. So I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I care that this guy was doing terrible things. I mean, like, it doesn't mean anything to me. Like, the fact is, like, this is a real thing. And I think when the media was like, they're trying to discredit it when they say call QAnon shit. Because the fact is, like, child trafficking is the second, I think, largest trafficking in the world now. It passed the arms race. That's what the movie said. I looked it up. It passed the arms race. And it's, like, close to the drug trade. So it's like, it's two. So the media being like, it's QAnon. No, that's left-wing pedophiles trying to discredit pedophilia. That's what that is to me. Like, honestly, like, you know, you could, so you could be like, well, Jim Caviezel's a little weird. Sure, probably. That one guy got busted. Well, yeah, that makes sense because that's where fucking kids are. So, yeah, you're going to have, again, you don't hunt where there's no fucking deer. So it's like the fact that they put this movie out there and so many people fucking saw it. And by the way, it's a true story. I don't know if you know that. This is a true story. Yeah. The guy, Ted Ballard, who's a fucking real-life hero, by the way. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That guy's he quit his job at Homeland Security with a family of like 8, a wife and like 7 kids. Like, not kidding, like 7 kids. And his wife, like, there's also a documentary, but they were like, they came across the part where they were like, all these kids are international and we don't have so many rules. We can't, just go over there and crack skulls. So his boss was like, you can't go to Colombia, dude. Like, he's like, cool, I quit. Yeah. He quit. And then went down there on his own, made fucking local connection with the cops down there, and they just did fucking raids and shit. And they showed like the real footage at the end of the raid they did. It's wild, dude. It's actually fucking crazy. Yeah. Anyway, that guy's a real life hero. That's my point about Sound of Freedom. And fuck pedophiles. Yeah. They should be killed. That's my other point.
Well, exactly. Well, like, and see, that was the disgusting part about the media is that, like, basically the merits of the film were good, and I do believe that they were sincere, but like, if your gut reaction is as soon as you see something like that, say, oh, QAnon, this is basically just like some ridiculous conspiracy shit, then I kind of question your motives. If your immediate reaction to seeing something good is, oh, well, this can't be good because it's associated with X. Like, it's poisoning the world.
I think the goal there was to like discredit it for like the vast majority of regular liberal left-wing people who would be like, oh, pedophilia is bad. Because everyone agrees on this. It's just like, because the message is good. I mean,
my point is there's psychopaths out there making legitimate movements to try to normalize shit. So
no, I totally get that. But I mean, like 95% of people, 95% plus. Like the majority, like the audience of CNN and ABC is against pedophilia. So they need like the vast majority of that audience. So then if they discredit a movie that is actually against pedophilia, it serves their interest. Because they don't want those people to be aware that, no, this is a legit thing. They want to, and they can't discredit it based on its merits, so they have to discredit it on something else. And unfortunately, in this case, there was a disgusting creep involved, as there is in any place where there's kids. Like, I mean, kids get harassed. Oh, my volume is insane, Jamie says. That's not, somebody said that to me in a Twitter space the other day as well. So I hope just talking quieter would be better. But
you're passionate. It's fine. I don't blame you.
If that is the most forgiving way that somebody could describe me is passionate.
Dude, you look like you're cosplaying as a drug addict in Pulp Fiction.
Should I be offended by that? I don't remember.
Probably. Yeah. The guy who won't slam fucking Uma Thurman's chest with a needle. He makes John Travolta do it. That guy. He's like, I
haven't seen that movie in years.
He just dumps her out of the car.
Would you give me a foot massage? Fuck you.
Sam, you are not to completely derail that, but yeah, you are right. That's how I always feel. Anytime anybody starts to decredit child trafficking, I'm like, what are your motives? What
is the purpose of this?
This is real, and it's a lot. Like, obviously, it probably happens in America, as in, like, I'm sure kids get kidnapped less here than they do in South America. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's completely stolen. But America, according to the movie, which I will look up because I didn't look this stat up, I looked the other thing up, is we are like the largest consumer of it.
America,
so, like,
I saw that.
Like, either way, we're getting it. Like, it's coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, like the QAnon stuff, that, whatever you can say how crazy it was, but that was a lot more on point in reality than like Russiagate was, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that like every single conspiracy needs some grain of truth. But the problem is when you abuse that grain of truth and explode it into something. So like what you'll hear a lot of people who may be like speculating on things do, you'll hear them give you like a fact, therefore, and then they're going to tell you how to feel about those facts that they just gave you, or they're going to tell you what they think. Like they're basically just trying to train you on how to think in like their perspective, rather than just saying like, hey, this is the information and you come to your own conclusions with that information.
It does look like Sam.
yeah, I know. I nailed that reference. That's a great fucking reference by me.
I'll take that.
Yeah, it does.
I'll take that. And Jamie says that he is hot. So that's good.
That's subjective. So I don't really know.
Like I've said before, I'm the most attractive one on the show. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm sorry.
It's just untrue. It's just untrue.
I mean, I don't need to listen to a bunch of dudes on who's most attractive. Okay.
Maybe to fat. You might be the most attractive dude to fat chicks, but I don't think overall.
Are you calling Jamie fat right now?
No. I never said that.
Don't do that leftist bullshit. You liberal fuck, dude.
Transitive property, bro. I don't know what to say here. I assume Jamie thinks Adam is hotter, but still, I think I'm number 2 here.
Eric Stoltz from Pulp Fiction would definitely. No, I disagree. It's Kyle or me.
Yes.
No, you're hot.
Justify you, but no, it's Kyle.
Dude, there are 15 dudes that look just like Kyle in every truck stop between Pennsylvania and Indiana. I don't give a shit.
Whoa. Hey, I am mildly more attractive than all the dudes in the truck stops. Listen, I've seen them, and none of them got guns and tattoos like me. All right. So let's
got it. Sweet. Okay. The thing is, though, what I do want to hear from Jamie is that if Jamie thinks that Kyle is even in the running, let's hear that.
I like how we're picking on the one female who watched.
Yeah, the one female.
That's like a fucking sausage. We're like playing fucking come on the cracker. Poor Jamie's the fucking cracker.
Dudes chime in and call Sam fucking stupid drug addict like I did.
Jamie says yes. He's not in the running. Yeah, fuck you, Kyle.
No.
You know what?
No, that's not how I took that.
I don't think
that's not how I take it either.
Yeah, nice try though.
Yeah, dude, what is this? He is a liberal. Can I change words now?
Fucking. Oh yeah, you know what? Curveball, Typo's honest.
Let's go, dude.
There we go. Yeah, I like it. I like that one.
I'll take it, Aaron.
Listen, Typo's laugh is a 10 out of 10. No, he is in the running. That's right.
I get it both ways, dude. People either say I have a really funny laugh and it makes them happy, or I'm gonna have the most annoying laugh in the world and they get fucking pissed when they hear it.
Typo, your laugh makes me very happy.
It does, me too.
Well, good. You guys are good people. That's my judge on it. Who's good or bad. If you don't like my laugh,
that is a solid moral guide.
Sam even left, dude. He couldn't even argue anymore. He just rage quit like a lib.
The three of us should go to Vegas one day and stay on the strip and be like, "Who's hotter?" and just hold a sign. We'll have Luke and Typo hold a sign for us, and we'll make content out of it, and we'll have like a tip jar in front of us. Whoever has the most money at the end wins. I'm gonna get ripped. I'm gonna start doing ads again. I'm gonna start doing ads again at the gym. I did ads again at the gym today. I hated it, but I'm gonna start doing ads again at the gym. I'll fucking get ripped.
You quit comedy. You quit like podcasting. Just get into like a super workout mode for like a year. Just show up like a bodybuilder.
Dude, I'm gonna do what the backup for the Bears. Typo Tyler Badgett, whatever the fuck his name is, when he's like, what were you gonna do if football didn't work out? He's like, I don't know, just get into CrossFit and get ripped. I was like, yeah, dude, you get it.
Yeah.
Back in like 2020, I remember telling my wife, I'm like, look, if anything happens between you and I, now that it's like lockdown time, I'm just gonna like shave my head and get insanely diced, and then like go live in the mountains. Like that's the plan.
Yeah, Israel and Ukraine are the two of the biggest, largest hubs of checks. Yeah, because he follows up with it because they're CIA sites. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, we're not the biggest traffickers. We're like the biggest consumers of it, the U.S. But
right,
yeah, other
and it's and Israel as well.
Yeah.
Israel, right? Said that.
Yeah, it's a lot of place with poor kids, usually, or whatever. No one's gonna fucking find them or miss them.
Yeah.
Poor kids
But the
on
amount of
chains,
women
apparently.
as well as children being trafficked out of Ukraine is massive. It's huge, and nobody's talking about it. Like, to the point where you can like see ads for it in like media in general. I mean, even right after the war started, I remember seeing them. It's ridiculous.
Dude, I've been watching a lot of Ukrainians drop drone bombs on Russians, and it's kind of wild.
Whoa.
It's like,
Like,
honestly, it should be illegal. It should be an act of war. It's fucking crazy that we're using drones. It's fucking like like it's like Call of Duty, dude. It's so scary. It's a flying robot with a bomb attached to it.
You mean like those like the little ones, of course? Like the little
Yeah,
ones you can like
yeah, the little
yeah.
fucking flight drones. Dude. They just been strapping
Yeah,
bombs to
dude,
them and
so
flying them
actually-
into people. It's horrifying.
The Houthis are using those in the Red Sea right now to
It's-
screw with shipping
yeah.
going into Israel.
Horrifying. Also, they've been using them as like grenade drops.
Mhm.
And
Dude.
I don't know if Russians practice shooting, but they should, because just aim at it, like shoot it out of the sky. Like, you know, there a lot of these videos of them seeing it and just scrambling, and like you're not gonna outrun it, dude. Like,
Yeah,
Dude,
They're very cheap. So actually, when I was getting out of the Marine Corps, this was about 2017. The Marine Corps was actually creating its own like counter like drone program, and I was like kind of part of it a little bit in the like beginning. I mean, this was happening all across the Marine Corps. I wasn't like some special guy, but basically what was happening is they found out that like terrorist cells were starting to use these drones, and like there was people that were being killed, like dropping grenades. They would use them a lot of times mainly for like surveillance and stuff like that. And they were building drones with 3D printers in the Marine Corps that were basically designed just to knock other drones out of the sky. Like their whole purpose was to just fly, find a drone and knock it out of the sky. So like this was happening at least back in 2017. I don't know how early they used drones. But now it's pretty crazy. Actually, we talked to Control Pew, who is like a big 3D printer for like guns, and we didn't really talk about it on the podcast, but we didn't know. But he talked about it off air that how far advanced these drones are becoming. Like you could basically build these drones almost at home, and that's like pretty crazy, dude.
Hey,
how cheap they are.
Dude, Typo, you might know this. Okay, because it's military shit. So there's that commercial for the Marines or Army. It was like, you know, join the Marines, or I forgot, one of the two, right? And you know all those fucking recruit commercials, they're showing guys do operations through mountains and snow and grass all the time. This one, they had like a truck and it let like an EMP thing out and it kills all these drones in the air. I was like, when was that real? I thought that was in video games forever. They just casually threw in a commercial. Like,
as
it was nothing.
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know. They could have some sort of capability like that, but as far as I know, that wasn't really a thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Dude, the commercial clear as day. And I'm like, are we not going to talk about that? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious now that they have ability. They have the ability to like. I probably shouldn't name exactly what it's called, but it's basically a device that can shut down electronics through communications. Not like shut down not like an EMP, but they can shut down like anything that's moving through radio waves, basically. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know how drones work. I don't know all this stuff.
Commercial, dude. I'm never gonna find this problem. I know what to type in for it. Like,
I wouldn't even know.
EMP commercial.
It is getting pretty weird. Dude, the military commercials are getting weird. Like a lot of them now are like they're not woke stuff anymore. It's like
we talked about that. Right? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, they put white guys back in them.
Right. Yeah.
They put white guys back in the commercials.
When it's
We're
time for
so
war,
back.
it's like we need white dudes from the South.
Yeah, corn-fed motherfuckers growing up on farms.
Motherfuckers who look like a thumb.
Yeah, dudes
We
that
need the Iowa
not
football
set foot in
team.
college.
Yeah, we need the Iowa football team to go fight World War III for us.
Well, like I was listening to a show the other day, and I wish I could remember it so I could credit them. But like, I think it was Pete Quinones and Mark Claire talking about like the 2024 PSYOPs to look out for, and one of them is going to be the potential for them to flip from woke to patriotism and like Americanism or anything like that. Like basically they're going to start to lean against the, or put the woke away. That was what they said. Put the woke away because now that we have all these wars breaking out, they're building up around China. We're fighting a proxy war with Russia. The Israel Palestine stuff is popping off. So now we can put the woke away because we need these corn-fed motherfuckers, the Iowa football team, the motherfuckers that I went to high school with and Typo went to high school with, to come out and go dive for the Jays, for Ukraine, for Taiwan. So therefore we have to put the woke away because the woke ain't getting these guys motivated to go out and dive for country, blood, guts, and glory.
Right. Yeah, it is pretty wild. It's so clear. Yeah,
I don't necessarily agree with that though. Like I do think that would be advantageous. I think the regime probably should change. It's like what culture it's beaming out to the country, because I think this woke shit will fall, crash, and burn. But I think it's going to go down with it. I think they're too far in deep. I don't think they can reverse, because I mean, I don't know. The truth is, the left will fucking riot, dude. They'll fucking cause.
I get that pushback, but the only reason why I think they would do it is because we can't assume that the government's stupid to be doing everything that they're doing. Like, I don't know, when I see this, the whole Pied Piper strategy, I know everybody says, oh, Donald Trump wasn't supposed to win, but he did, and we have to account for that. So I think when it gets to an untenable point where the woke no longer serves them, I do think the government will pivot on a dime and have absolutely no problem with it. I mean, the media was ready to fucking take out Joe Biden for ending a war. So, why wouldn't they turn to, whenever something was more advantageous for them? And I mean, I'm totally open to being wrong, but I don't assume these people are that stupid to go down with the ship of the woke.
I don't know. I think you're probably right that a lot of people in the regime probably agree with you. I think there's actually a lot of people that would want to change, but I don't know. I just think the institutions are captured, and I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong as well, but I just don't really see a lot of signs. I see little anecdotes, like you'll see different commercials nowadays, but honestly, like it's still there. I mean, and I don't see that changing really anytime soon. Maybe if you have a complete, if Donald Trump or someone like Donald Trump or better than Donald Trump goes in and like completely reorganizes the regime, you'll see a change. But I don't know. I think they're kind of stuck where they are, and I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. I think
okay. So like the Israel Gaza stuff. Yeah, the Israel Gaza stuff I think is a very, very good pivot, because now you have all the right wingers being pro-war again, and they're perfectly willing to, look right past this stuff and look no further than Matt Gaetz, because Matt Gaetz is a perfect example of somebody that's willing to be complacent in the regime if it means supporting Israel. Somebody that was like a wild dissident, and I was cheering on everything he was doing last year, putting forth anti-war bills to end the war in Somalia.
Yeah, he's great.
And the war in Syria. Lest we not forget, how outspoken he was about the Ukraine aid. But then all of a sudden he says like, oh, well, we shouldn't take advantage of the people's goodwill to Israel and then, lump it in with the aid for lump it in with the aid for Ukraine and the border. And then also he's also establishment when it comes to China. And this is somewhere where, once again, Democrats and Republicans largely agree on China and Israel. There's like a very, very few fringe leftists that are very loud about Israel. But once again, the majority of both sides agree on those things. So now that we have this stuff popping off in Gaza, if you see some more activity going on over in China, you have no meaningful resistance, and everybody will be more than glad to, fall in line when it comes to those two issues. So if we do see,
are any of us China hawks?
I'm not.
Any of us? I'm not.
No.
Okay, just wondering, just making sure we're all on the same page here. Okay.
Yeah, but
sorry, I derailed you. I shouldn't have said anything.
No, that's okay. But basically, like, I think they would put the woke away if more stuff happened around China, or like the war in Israel had started to expand. And like, even with Iran, like there's very little meaningful resistance to the Iran, China, or like Israel stuff. Like that is where both sides, even the dissident right wingers, are all on board for that. So that's why I think that there's a big conversation to be had right there.
It's sick not being military draft age. It's fucking sick. It's fucking awesome.
Good point.
It's fucking sick, dude. Can't wait for you guys to get drafted.
No, I think we're out of draft age too, isn't it?
Isn't it
It's,
the 30? Was it the 30, 35? What's the age?
I thought it was
I don't know
25.
anymore.
No way. It's 20. It's definitely more than 25, bro.
Hold
it
on.
has to be.
I am a disabled veteran. They're not going to get
No,
me.
being
Disabled
fucking,
part is definitely true.
being fucking
Oh
stupid.
no,
doesn't
hold
count.
on. Yeah, no. I just googled it. Federal law requires nearly okay, so that's interesting. Nearly all male U.S. citizens and male immigrants 18 through 25 to register with the Selective Service.
Right,
But that's just registering. When the draft happens, they start to do it farther. Well, there's no age because it's dependent and they change it over time. Like,
okay,
Ukraine is now. That's right. No.
I know what you're saying, Sam.
Ukraine.
There is no legal,
it doesn't.
There's no legal upper age though.
Hold on. I know
there's no there.
Hold on. No, I literally just Googled. I have it right here. It says, at what age can you define or can you not be drafted in the military? The Selective Service mandates that men 18 through 25 register for a potential draft. After turning 26, they are no longer eligible to be drafted. From the USmilitary.com.
Dude, but like this doesn't matter.
I know.
It doesn't matter at all.
In other words, if we were suffering catastrophic losses, they would just keep going up and up and up and up and up. But we're not.
Well, but so dude, we haven't had a draft. We haven't had a draft since 1973. So it's like what the legal thing of what the draft it's not a thing. They can write down whatever they want, but given the situation that happens when they reinstitute a draft, it's going to be a new policy. So what you guys are talking about is nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, Ukraine right now is drafting people who have one eye. They're drafting people who are missing legs. They're drafting
people in Ukraine.
I understand that. Yeah, but like it doesn't, obviously I don't think that's going to happen here. But what I'm saying is like whatever the age they're saying right now is not, it doesn't matter. Like they'll draft up to 35. If they have to, they'll probably start it lower, but they'll change it over time.
Basically, you're saying that like if they feel they have to, then they're going to draft whoever the fuck they want. Is that your point?
Yes.
I totally get it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So like one stat that I always found interesting that independent polling had actually found that 50% of I want to say 50% of like Republican voters actually supported mandated military service.
Yeah.
50%. Yeah. So I mean, just imagine I always bitch about people when they start saying, "Oh, this X group wants you dead." Okay, well, you could say the left wants you dead. You could say the right wants you dead. You could make this case for anybody. Now, do I actually think it's true? No, I think it's fucking retarded when people say this. But like, the point is that like the right is ready to have people like us, when we're 18 years old, go to the military and, if necessary, go die because it's mandatory for God, guts, guns, and glory. That's what they're willing to do for all of us. So there was
there was a time that actually like joining the military, and like this was like before World War I even, I think, but it was actually a very good way for like lower class people to move up in the ranks of society and make a name for themselves and bring honor to their family and dignity. But it seemed like after we like World War I, maybe it was World War II, I'm not exactly sure, but when we basically had a standing army, a standing military empire across the world, the military began to degrade. Like it was just it's not what it was for. We've never had a military that was a standing army like that before, and over time it just slowly, it's not this way to move up, and because it used to be a prestigious thing, now it's more of like we need people to join, and they'll take almost anybody nowadays, and it's like, and it's not a way to like move up. Now you get benefits, and you get like
13 though but in 2013 when I joined, I think around when you joined, 70% of people weren't qualified to serve in the military of military age because of obesity and everything. And I assume it's low, it's higher now. It's like these Gen Z kids are even qualified to serve in the military. Like how many of them are on anxiety meds, which is an immediate disqualifier? How many of them are obese? It's like 45% right there.
Just like you said, wouldn't that be fucking changed if they need it? To be like, fuck it, you're fat, whatever, go fight. It's
for
right?
Sure.
Yes.
I think they even changed their standards along the way. I'm sure their standards are actually were a little bit more difficult in physical fitness standards, but they lower and make excuses and waivers for people nowadays. It's actually insane. I mean, the idea of like criminals being put in the military was not like a normal thing like that, but that was a normal thing in like Iraq and Afghanistan, and like it's not uncommon for you to be in the military and you talk to some gunny and then they'd be like, oh, my options were I go to jail for like 5 years or I join the Marine Corps. And you're like, what? Like, what'd you do? Oh, assault and battery? Like, what? They let you do that? And you're like, it just blew your mind. But the quality, I think having a standing military has actually degraded the quality of our military, because you're not keeping like the very best and most efficient. You have to have millions of people scattered across the world to maintain your empire. And it's just not. And it's basically how I describe it. The military now is like a jobs program. It's welfare for conservatives nowadays. It's because you just learn a skill.
Right.
You get significant benefits, like for like college is significant. I would consider it significant benefits because you get 4 years completely paid for. Actually, you get paid to go to school. It's called the GI Bill. But it's just the quality of the military has just completely degraded, and how we use our military, we switched around. Like we went from conquering nations to now we're fighting insurgencies in the desert. And it's just like the military doesn't really know what it's doing on the grand scheme of things. It's just trying to maintain the empire, which I don't think they really know how to do. And I think the quality over the century of the military has really decreased because of that. And they're bringing in anybody. I mean, like Sam said, dude, like the physical fitness is a joke nowadays. I mean, even in the Marine Corps, it's a fucking joke. Like compared to what the Marine Corps is, we thought we were like, oh, wow, we have a physical stand. You hear like Air Force and like we do like 5 sit-ups and you're like, dude, what? Like, what is that?
Dude, you know what the police department test was? You had to hop a 6-foot wall.
Yeah.
And I think you had to run a mile in like 15 minutes or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but also like I don't know, there might be a component to it because of how our military operates nowadays. It's not like, we're not storming beaches anymore. It's really air superiority, mechanized units nowadays, missiles, predator drones, and like all this technology adds another element to it. So maybe that's another reason like the quality of the humans that are in the military has decreased. I don't exactly know. So I don't even think they could even get away. I know I said this about COVID, so I could be wrong, but I don't think they could get away with a draft. I just don't see it happening.
I disagree because of what you just said.
Yeah.
Because COVID and shit. I think anything's off the table anymore. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think the younger generations are just not into that. I think they're too even the liberal ones are so distrusting. And even the right-wing ones are distrusting in like this regime. It's going to take a lot from them to earn that respect back.
Because I truly think especially if the left starts the war, they'll get celebrities to endorse it, and kids are dumb.
Yeah,
like for real.
I mean,
I'm
look how many
kidding,
celebrities.
like,
look how many celebrities were all in on Ukraine, and look how many celebrities are all in Israel. So once again, yeah, but I mean, like, I think it's going to be the same deal if something happens with China and Taiwan. Is you're going to see everybody saying Taiwan is a country and we must defend democracy in Taiwan, even though standing U.S. policy for years has been we don't recognize Taiwan as a country, and China is the same way. We recognize that Taiwan is a sovereign territory of China, not the sovereign territory of Taiwan. No matter how you feel about that, no matter how the people of Taiwan feel about that, that's just the way that the international community recognizes it. If Taiwan wants to declare independence, that's fine by them. They can go ahead and fight a war with China, and we should be completely separate from it.
Yeah, it's almost like, hey guys, good
luck.
That's
what it was until Biden came in. Literally, Biden came out.
He has been spitting all over the one China policy ever since he came into office. He said that we will defend Taiwan. And it's funny because you have Vivek Ramaswamy out saying, oh, no one will say they will defend Taiwan. So the next U.S. president needs to say we will defend Taiwan and we're going to separate from China, when it's like, dude, you're a fucking retard. You have no idea what you're talking about. And they're doing everything they can to spit right in the face of China. And look, I'm not saying the Chinese government's good government. No government's good government. But like the fact is that we don't want to pick a war with them because we'll lose. And within the first month, it's estimated when they do the war games that we'll lose 30,000 people in a month. How the fuck do you think Joe Biden, Donald Trump will take losing 30,000 Americans in a month?
Yeah, but we'll probably knock out like over 1 million Chinese. So, good ratio, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Well, no. That's the problem, though, is that our ships never get off our aircraft carriers as soon as we get over there. So what happens is that we get our asses handed to us and we lose. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Because Taiwan is 7,000 miles away from the U.S. How do we think we're going to win that one?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, I know this, I've heard this like from Scott Horton and other people that during the Bush and Cheney years, and maybe in the Obama years, they were pushing for major war with Iran, but it was the Pentagon that was like, no, like we cannot sustain these casualties.
Well, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
We
right.
will
No, dude.
lose. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Iran's
Dude,
a
people
huge
treat
fucking
Iran
country.
like it's not a serious country. It is.
Right.
It's a scary, serious country. It's not
Yeah.
like Iraq or
Right.
any of these other places we've been involved in. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not to be trifled with.
Dude, that's
It's
why
not a good idea.
It's funny that we just fuck with Somalia so hard because they're just like essentially the poor kid in the neighborhood, and we're like, "Give me your fucking money, you get bitch," and you're like, "I can't give you any more," and we're like, "Fucking
Yeah.
I thought." We're like, "I'm sorry, I don't know what I did."
Seriously.
It's like the one small ass country we just constantly just keep fucking up.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
even I can't think of the exact quote. I don't even know who it's from, but I heard Scott Horton say it a lot, where they just go to these third world countries and kick people around just to remind other countries like who we are. It's
Right.
like,
Well,
Jesus,
dude,
dude,
even,
these
uh,
neocons
Yeah.
are sick.
You guys, Sam and Typo, you probably know the numbers better than this, but the real Black Hawk Down story. Didn't we lose like 18 guys and they killed like 1,100 in the course of like 2 days? Like a bunch of
Oh,
That's
dude, it was a
insane.
slaughter.
that's
Yeah.
insane. Like if you take away all the political shit and all that and just go to like military tactics and break that shit down, that's very impressive. A bunch of guys who had no idea where they are, who were under fucking equipped, just wipe out over 1,000 dudes.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking
that's why
crazy. It's
that's
very
why there's
impressive,
that
is all I'm
joke.
saying.
That's why there's that joke where like people in the United States military go over, slaughter thousands of people, then
Yeah.
come home, cry about it, and Hollywood makes a movie about it.
Right. It's true. It really is
So
like
true.
that.
Because killing all their people made us sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's impressive to do. Still, to be trapped in a foreign city where people surround you and you're like, we're gonna fight our way out, is pretty badass. Is all I'm saying. It's wild, but yeah, it's a bully tactic, but it's funny.
Yeah, and like geopolitical scale, it's like it's literally we're the biggest, most powerful empire in the world, and we're picking on a country that barely has a government, barely has
Yeah,
any
it's
sort of
so wild.
sustainable institutions. They're like a lot of the people in Afghanistan were like Pashtun farmers that thought the Soviet Union was back. That's who they
Right.
thought was coming to
Yeah.
attack them when we invaded, and then they found out like, oh, they're just a big superpower with an American flag instead of the Soviet star, and it's like
Yeah.
it's so crazy, dude. These people didn't know anything.
What was the English war with the Falkland Islands? Was that like a territorial thing? Or was that
The
a bully
Falklands
move?
War. The British have always controlled Falklands. No. The Falklands is populated by British nationals and British ethnic people. They speak English. The Argentinians were having like some domestic issues, and they thought that it would be easy to attack the British. And then the British sent in the SAS, and they just started slaughtering RG conscripts like crazy. It's like the same thing.
I thought they just parked their fucking boats right outside of their shooting range and just fucking shelled the fuck out of Argentina. Like they couldn't hit them.
Yeah.
They were like, we're gonna stop right here and
Right.
we're gonna fuck you guys up from here. Which is
Sent
also
in
funny.
ground troops that were just like they
Yeah.
sent in the special forces to slaughter. Like they were killing like teenagers basically. Like it's not their
Yeah.
fault. Like, but yeah, that's the way she goes,
Dude,
boys.
you must feel like a god, but like all these like SAS guys or like SEAL team guys who just go in and just fuck up goat farmers. They must feel like an unstoppable, like a Dr. Manhattan just walking through people. Like,
It's basically what it is, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's
Dude,
it's like that scene in Rogue One Vader at the end. We just starts walking through rebel troops. It's like that's them, dude.
Dude,
Dude,
drop
to be honest with you-
millions of dollars of bombs on like a sniper in Afghanistan that was in the mountains. Like
Yeah.
millions of dollars of bombs
Yeah.
on one guy in a mountain.
so
They would
shooting a dragon.
a guy would fire a missile who doesn't make the cost of the missile in a year versus firing it at a guy who doesn't make it in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, it was the parachute regiment. My friend's dad fought over there in Ireland. Yeah, but dude, like the SAS, like those guys and Navy SEALs, like special forces, they're like even compared to like a regular light infantry troop, like an army or a Marine infantry guy. It's almost the same difference. Like they could kill any of us.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're not.
Oh, 100%.
They're at a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So
Millions
when
of
you-
dollars
I
go
know,
yeah.
into
it's crazy.
millions of dollars go. Like there's maybe
Yeah.
a couple 100,000 that went into training me and Sam. Maybe 1 million, maybe, but tens of millions of dollars went to one guy for this specific like super god soldier training.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like they all feel like they're Bane, like right before they pump up. Like, all right, hold on. That venom in me, and they're like, and they just run through fucking again, poor people.
I've never looked into it. I've seen movies that could like make conspiracies about this, but I'm sure they've done that before. Like, try to juice these dudes up with
For
something.
sure, dude.
Something.
You're not trying to make super soldiers. You're out of your fucking mind. That's not even. That's real. That's just real. I don't even give a fuck. With zero evidence, I know that's real. I don't need a book to tell me that's a fucking thing we tried, dude. We tried to Captain America people 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, the CIA was like testing acid on like fucking people, so like I'm sure they've tested on to make super soldiers. Like I just no doubt.
Dude, there's videos of them using LSD on soldiers. It says some pissed off Scottish sergeant 8,000 miles from home, ready to bayonet some cunt, and then it's 18-year-old Argentine conscript fighting, enjoying winning his first war.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Dude, I had a buddy who was in Afghanistan, and he talked about all the time, like the people that they killed were Pakistani college kids. He was like, they just came over the border and fought us for fun.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah. He's like, they're all college students in somewhere in Pakistan. I was
dude,
like,
out of all the military, I would just take pop shots for funsies at. It's not what it do with the U.S.
No.
Mexican, maybe. They don't seem very accurate. I don't know. Italian seems fun. That seems like an easy one. I don't know, but like U.S. military, that's the last one I'm doing.
Book the Beppa. Why are you firing at me?
Why are you taking the pop shots at us?
Yeah. From my understanding, this was very common because they could just run over to Afghanistan, fire some pop shots at America, go back home, tell some girls like, "Hey, I just fought the United States military." And once they get back to Pakistan,
that's pretty badass, dude. That's a fucking
they can't just
line. Sick pickup line, dude.
Rules of engagement, and we have OAEs and areas of operation. Like, we can't just go into Pakistan whenever we want. We only can stay in Afghanistan.
What did I do last weekend? I don't know. I shot some fucking rounds at some fucking tanks from the military, U.S. military. No big deal. What are you doing later tonight? You want to fuck? What's up?
Yeah, dude.
It's a sick pickup line. That's so cool. You guys are like, fucking, they're shooting at us again.
I'm not even mad about it, dude. They were definitely finding their like passports on the bodies of the dudes they were killing, though. I remember that.
That's fucking crazy.
It's pretty crazy, dude. Like, the guy had some crazy stories. He's like, I think I fought more Pakistani college kids than I fought Taliban or Al Qaeda. He's like, I don't even think I ran into an Al Qaeda guy.
This is something I always thought about, and this is just, I mean, I know this will never happen, but if you're telling me that the government isn't filled with demonic pedophiles, then why not just make a fucking SEAL team of child rescuers and be like, we don't care about international law. We're just going to go in and save kids. We would fuck everybody up. No one's going to stop those guys. Right?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, that could work.
Like, it'll be sick, dude, but we were never going to do that. We're wasting our fucking talents.
Yeah, we're too much like spending, I don't know, millions of dollars to try to capture like what was that? There was a Netflix show about them trying to like
Julian
mess
Assange.
up the weed drug trade in like Central America or something, and they were sending like all these agents down there to like shut it down. And it's like, now it's legal here. Like, man, think about all the kids we could have saved with those resources.
I remember watching a documentary, and I didn't know what it was about, but I just saw like these very heavily armed like law enforcement, not even military, like law enforcement guys walking through like brush field. I'm like, yo, are they going to like a fucking cult in the middle of California woods? Bro, for weed fucking farms. I was like, yo, send that shit to saving kids. How about we try that? Like, that's insane, dude. That was insane. Like, they looked like they were like tech armor, almost like a future Call of Duty game. And I was like, for weed?
Yeah.
Right.
It is pretty crazy, dude. Like, it's pretty weird. I live in a really small town, and they have like an up-armed, I don't know if it's armored anymore, but they have like a military Humvee. And I'm like, why do they have that? And I think it's because like they were just like the military, they just sell them or they're getting rid of them.
Yeah, they do.
And they just give them to like
because they produce them.
Dude, the small town next to me where I live in Connecticut, I swear to God, they have an MRAP. I'm not they have an MRAP, which is like a large, heavy armored vehicle that is supposed to go over minefields. And they have it in the town of Coventry, Connecticut, a town of 15,000 white people in the sticks of Connecticut.
What happens if the Boston Bombers come back?
They probably just pull it out for the parade every year, and that's about it, dude.
Dude, the NYPD had some crazy shit.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Crazy shit.
The NYPD, we talked about this a lot, dude. It is a standing military.
No, they are.
army.
So when I was there,
40,000 people.
there's less now. There's less now. There's less. There was less when I was there, but there was a lot. But there was like it was in the 30s. It was like low 30s, but it was still insane. It's still more than most armies like in the world.
Yes.
Dude, so like the NYPD was so anti-working with anybody else. Like they would fight the FBI because they had everything. They had helicopters, boats, scuba shit, whatever the feds would have. Like, yeah, they're like, we have it. We don't need that. So fuck off. Like that was a whole big thing. The ESU teams are crazy. Like the regular SWAT teams, like they have crazy shit on the trucks. Like they have crazy trucks. They have crazy shit. There's like the counterintelligence stuff they have in the NYPD is nuts. Like how they monitor Manhattan behind closed doors is insane. It's like a movie. It's like a high-tech movie. You're like, oh, this doesn't exist. Like a war room. No, it does exist. It exists in Manhattan somewhere. Like it's like, dude, it's insane what they have. Dude
probably in like a house with a false facade.
They hate working with people so much. There's technically the state troopers they have a barracks in New York City, obviously, right? That's the easiest. If you want to be a state trooper in New York, try to get into the barracks in New York City because you'll never do a thing. So there was a story one time where there was these two state troopers. They were on the highway of Staten Island, like hiding, pulling people over for tickets. And the NYPD highway cops, they pull up right next to them, like window to window, and they roll down the window. They just stare at them. And the guy's like, do you need help? Like, you guys all right? And the NYPD cops are just staring at him. And they're like, you guys good? They go, the fuck are you doing here? And they're like, oh, we're just trying to like get people for speeding. They go, we got it. Fuck off. And they're like, okay. And they fucking made them leave. Like, they don't fuck around. Like, they're very serious. So, yeah, they have crazy shit, but they're also dicks, obviously.
Just so we're clear, Adam used to be a cop, an NYPD cop.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like to talk about it since now, we're all cop-hating libertarians. But,
that's true. But
we still love you.
The shit they have is sick, though, is my point.
It is. It is sick. They shouldn't have it, but it is sick.
Stuff. No, I agree. They definitely should, but it's cool. That's not what I'm talking about. The cool factor of it. I see sometimes like we talk about like removing the politics out of artists we like because then we'll never like anything. Same shit with the military and cop stuff. It's like remove all that. They have cool shit. Like they have cool gear. It's like it's cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It's definitely very cool.
Dude, one time the old commissioner said they asked him, they're like, "Do you guys have a capability of stopping a plane from ever attacking the Trade Center?" Almost like a throwaway joke question. And he was like, "I can't talk about that." I was like, "Well, you might now." Do you? Do we have missiles? That'd be sick.
Dude, New York is just going to turn into Gaza. They're going to be launching missiles into Connecticut,
out of the fucking
just blowing up in Newark.
An Iron Dome opens from the fucking Empire State Building. That'd be sick.
Okay, we want to end it on this classic video of the Coast Guard smacking up some narco subs.
This is a cool video too. It's sick.
Yeah.
No one's giving enough credit to the guys who made this fucking marine. Submarine. It works pretty well. Hey, they can't hear you. They're in a submarine.
It's gonna be hard to get on.
Dude, he's pointing.
I know, like the submarine's gonna be like, oh my bad. Dude, if video games and movies taught me anything, you're supposed to throw a grenade down there.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, the Coast Guard was bad like that.
I had a guy on my podcast who was in the Coast Guard, and the funny thing is like in the military, the Coast Guard's always like the butt of the jokes. Like we always make fun of them. This guy comes on, he's like, "Yeah, I was like fighting Somali pirates," and I was like, okay, it's off the coast of Somalia."
How do we deploy our Coast Guard?
They're not. They're not supposed to.
Yeah, I thought the last time they were ever actively deployed was Vietnam War.
Well, That is not true.
Yeah, I mean, they're mostly like they do mostly do stuff domestically, like along the border and everything. I knew some guys who worked with the Coast Guard and Border Patrol that were MPs. I mean, they really move people around quite a bit, but like, yeah, the Coast Guard, they don't do a lot of military stuff. They're under the Department of Transportation, but like the cop stuff that they do is really hardcore. And the regular people are much more connected to it than like a logistics Marine like me would be.
Yeah,
dude. When I was still a pig, I got offered a job to do like completely switch careers and do maritime security, and I was like, that might be fucking sick. I was like, I don't know how much I want to fight.
I knew a guy
Somali pirates
that did that. He talked about that, and because I had no idea. Like I don't know. Is this the same thing as merchant marines? Is that what he called it? Okay.
No,
I don't know.
No, it's separate. No, I got offered to do like maritime security. Like it was like a private company that was like, we sleep on fucking cargo vessels and we travel with them, but we're just
I think that's what he did. I don't know, but he was
dude, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
Like, that's even.
I genuinely thought about it. I genuinely thought about it.
But it's not even that dangerous for you. It's basically like SEAL clubbing, dude.
Oh, it would have been so easy. I watched videos. They just arm the rifle on the fucking ship dock or the fucking handrail and just fucking light these guys up because they're dumb Somali pirates.
Right. Even more so than like in Somalia on land. Like even more so than on land, like the superiority. Because from a ship, you have even more. It's like
easier.
It's literally fish in water. It's fish in a bucket. Like
it paid decent. And I genuinely thought about it, but it was like you're gone for like 7 months. Like it's a lot.
Yeah,
that's the rub.
Straight up deployment.
That stopped me. It was like, dude, the pay was good. It was like 200 grand or like 180. It was like up there. It was like a lot of fucking money to do like 5 to 7 months of work. So you weren't even working the full year. But it was like, you want to see your family for 7 to 8 months? It's like, no, I can't do that. So it's like, I can't. I just couldn't. I couldn't do that. But I fucking, god damn it, dude, that would been so fucking cool.
Yeah, if I was younger, I would have done that instead of joining the Marine Corps. Get paid way more.
They usually only hire like X something. Like a lot of those guys are like ex-military police or whatever the fuck. They have some sort of training already. Like that's gonna hire like some 18-year-old kid. Like, you want to go shoot pirates? Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
that's how that's kind of how armed security worked for me. A lot of people were ex-military, ex-cops, ex-FBI or something. Somewhere where they had experience with firearms and security.
Yeah, it's fucking. Anyway, I should have done it. So we could wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah, they are. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Wait, fuck the feds.
Hold on, wait.
Oh, plugs. Right. Okay.
Son of a bitch. This fucking guy.
Just plug your shit, man. Plug your shit.
Shut up. I am right there. This is updated because I got the city in Connecticut wrong. I'm not in Stamford. I'm in Norwalk. So it's not.
That's a way shittier city, by the way.
I don't choose. All right.
I know that. I'm just saying.
Actually, I do choose where I go. Do you know what I meant? This January 12th, Norwalk, Connecticut. January 19th, LP convention in Jacksonville, Florida.
Thanks for joining us.
26th, 27th, Conyers, Georgia. The 23rd, February 23rd, Costa Mesa, California. 24th, LA. April 12th and 13th, Corpus Christi, Texas, and April 19th, Duluth, Minnesota. Go check out the Cult of Us podcast. I'm going to be other places throughout those times, but that's like more local shit. That's my on the road shit. So I'll be in Philly, New York, and New Jersey a lot around those, those months too. So come on out, please, and thank you. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Typo. Kyle. Sorry.
Typo. Okay.
No, whoever. Sorry.
At the Real Typo on Twitter, and then me and Luke have our separate podcast, Biting the Bullet. You can find it on all podcatchers, just not YouTube.
Nice. Someone go ahead and pull up my thing real quick.
Oh, I got you.
Okay, I'll pull that up. But first, I'm going to do my plugs. Illegitimate Scholar, follow me on MySpace.
That's all of a plug. Yeah, go ahead. Cry, our new single from A Calm Crown, is coming out in exactly 11 days. I just listened to it again yesterday morning, and I think everybody's really gonna like this one. It's just a killer
It's a sick
tune.
cover
I couldn't be
for
happier
this.
with it. Yeah. Well, that's my singer and drummer that figure all that shit out. I'm a fucking retard. All right, I can hardly
No, I
do
get
this
it.
shit. So
I get it.
in Liberty and
all my
Health.
stuff.
Yeah, and Liberty and Health, 2 days a week for me. Cognitive Vigilance will be back this Thursday night at 8:30. I believe we have Tiffany Fox, a former porn star, coming on to talk. And yeah, I think that's all I got.
Cool. Well, in that case, we're out. Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Hells yeah.